he doesn't really know what the definition is. And can you blame him? People that label themselves MGTOW don't know the definition. Apparently I don't either, because there are those who say, the history goes back and that we're distorting it. It's just a label, and that's fine. It's an acronym that's useful to bring like minds together. If we didn't use the acronym at all, there would just be scattered videos, and there would not be a community. I mean, at the same time, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I wear that label, and I don't hide my face. I feel indebted to it. It's been nothing but positive, and only gave me valuable information. I'm not coming from a place of ill intent. And I think for the most part, maybe detractors aren't either. They don't grasp the situation in the full spectrum of what's going on. There's a lot of layers to this shit. Also, why some people think MGTOW leads to stagnation, like we're not doing anything with our lives. Some people are saying this. I personally don't see it this way. For the most part, like maybe I'm not aware of these people. Maybe there are people who are stagnating and depressed, and it's making life worse for them. When I watch MGTOW content and it's showing like fucked up shit that's going on with men, it just reinforces. It doesn't bum me out or put me, depress me. I don't see it negatively like that, because I expect it, and you have to put it in perspective. What you're gonna get when you watch it, when you see the title and the context. I mean, there is MGTOW content that's not like that at all. That's about growing yourself, and nobody's stopping you from making that content. I used to make a lot of videos about don't date single mothers, don't do, this is why you shouldn't deal with women, and the Walt, I did all that. But there's not a universal answer. For every path for every man is different. We're in different financial setups and social setups. We have different family dynamics. We all got different things going on, right? Different goals. What one guy might deem as me stagnating or not progressing or being defeated and saying, oh, I can't fight the system, so I'm not gonna, join, MRAs in their fight, or and I'm not gonna be a worker drone for a society that doesn't care about me. It depends what your goals are. Someone like me, Messenger Rising, like, I can find content in solitude. I prefer it. After I had a falling out, bad relationship and all that, I was sapped. It was like a succubus drained my energy. My spirit was gone. No motivation. And Stardust talked about, the ensuing void, and the malaise when you wake up and it's like shit. You reevaluate what's important, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing. And I was very depressed and down. I'm clinically depressed, so that's something that's going to happen anyway. Everybody takes different time to fucking heal and get through shit. One guy might take 2 months, another guy might take, a couple years. I came into MGTOW about the same time as this other guy, and I saw he recently did a video. He's still all fucked up, like he's still missing his chick and shit, but one of the differences is, he was still talking to her not too long ago, and I completely cut off communication and all ties like a year ago, and that was it. And that it was rough for a while, but now I'm back at the point where I refound motivation from different sources. I'm back to making music. Yeah, I lost my old audience, sure, because ties were cut. I embraced MGTOW, which of course that people don't understand it. I lost most of my fan base due to that. But that's okay, because guess what? First of all, you need to understand about me, I never made music for people per se. In other words, It's not an ego thing where, oh, I want to make songs people like and, you know, or like me and listen to my music. I make music for me. If you listen and you like it, and if you support it, like, that's just icing on the cake. But I don't let that decipher what I'm gonna make music about. Like, that's not where it comes from or why I do it, you know? I think the same reason, like, say, Gregory Becker paints. He's not doing it to impress anybody, you know? It's something that he'd be doing whether other people are appreciating it or can never see the work at all. I hope that makes it easier to understand. That's why I really appreciate the support and how far I've come. My goals when I started making music were never... I never imagined I'd collaborate with the people I did or get the numbers, the listens that I get. I've been played on the radio. Listen, I've been offered opportunities. I've turned down a record deal. The point is, everybody's goals are different. You gotta meet your own goals and expectations, which is why I lean towards MGTOW, because I already had that kind of mind state, you know, and I already felt that way. Like, you know, I already felt being in music, like people were gonna criticize. I'm not the typical, like most guys doing this, you know, they gotta pay producers for beats and, you know, they gotta generate false hype, you know, get things going. I never had to do that, and I never will. I take pride in that. I don't mean to get off track, but I guess there's a lot of stuff I want to cover. I haven't done one of these talks in a while. I'm talking kind of low because it's very late at night. And just wanted to say what's up to you guys. And you know, like I said, that's why I haven't really been doing these talks recently. It's because I feel like I covered the things that I could. There's a lot of content producers doing it better than I, you know, more intelligent than me, presented in a better way. I mean, if you guys still want to just hear me talk like this, I'll do it. But that's why I haven't been doing these talks so much. There's other people who could do it justice, like Messenger Rising. And, you know, there's guys like The Straight Shooter, Rolling Tin Fist, Rocket Radio, Show 1. These guys are AWMs, okay? If you're MGTOW, I think you should give these guys a chance. Don't just discard them, because you have to understand, if they could rewind time and have this knowledge before they got in these situations, they'd be MGTOW right now. They wouldn't be married. You have to understand. So why don't they get divorced? You have to understand they're in the situation already, okay? Divorce isn't necessarily the answer if you have kids. Think about what divorce entails. I don't have to explain any of this. So that, you know what I'm saying? Just, I mean, you can understand that, right? So these are just voices in the fight that agree with what we're saying and are putting forth the same message. So I don't see that. There's no harm in that. Okay? I'm whatever. And if you don't, if you're just so against them because for whatever reason, don't listen to them, just like anybody else. That said, there's a lot of MGTOW dudes. There's been a lot of, you know, little infighting, arguments, whatever you want to call it. And there's guys I disagree with and agree with more so. That said, I haven't been like unsubscribing from anybody or any of that kind of shit, because I think it's good. You know, we all talk and get our views across. I think we should try to maintain a fucking civil community where we could at least discuss shit, even if we're opposing. That's okay, right? And if we keep having opposing views, we can agree to disagree and kind of, you know, go our own way again, without being like enemies or talking shit about each other. You know what I mean? Just agree to disagree. But MGTOW to me is about self-preservation and betterment and achieving your own goals and being comfortable, doing the best for yourself as a man, and trying to look out for other men if you can. Don't be a dick, right? Gain knowledge and experience and share it. Not everyone's gonna agree. Not everyone walks the same path in life. Not everything works the same for everybody. And we're all very independent thinkers, so there's always going to be clashes, right? But ultimately, we're just trying to find answers and cope with the world and the situation that we're in the best we can. So in conclusion, I think it's okay that there are some channels that provide, therapy in the form of venting. I think that, there are always going to be new guys who need to hear it. I need to hear it again over and over from new sources. And there have to be channels like just about bettering yourself. We need all, I think the more diverse, the more the diversity there is in these channels, the better. And so I try to keep it different. I try to give you guys some shit to provide entertainment, to laugh at. I try to provide something serious sometimes. But yeah, it's not going to be for everybody. I don't expect it to be. But it's too bad how some guys, I don't care if you leave this, the YouTube MGTOW community or whatever. But I do get offended when people throw mud on the name or make it an objective or a mission to make MGTOW look like shit because it didn't fulfill, what they perceived as a goal for them, or what they think MGTOW was supposed to lead them to or give them or, direct them. I don't know what they expected. I don't know what you expected if you're angry about MGTOW, because at the very least, you have to admit that it's provided you with some fucking amazing information and helped you gain knowledge of self. And I mean, if nothing else, just perspective, even if you disagree with everything. Why people get so mad at it, it's just beyond me. I don't know what you thought it would bring you to. That's up to you, where MGTOW brings you. That's why I love it, because the videos, Spetsnaz, Messenger Rising, they help you on the path of self-actualization. And that's, how I see that. I guess I'm considered more extreme because, I was more open to dating and interactions with women and all that, but I'm definitely leaning more towards just solitude, because you can't find the answers without. In other words, you have to find them within. You can't fill any voids with companionship with anybody, You have to be content and understand yourself. It's like being around people. It's just escapism, unless they're completely red pill and you can have really deep conversations with them. Because I don't pursue it at all. And yeah, I have no problem with that. And I was very resentful, angry, bitter, all that shit, but it really has dissolved, I felt like my fucking heart was gone, it was a void and shit. It's back, it's not the same, it's fucking colder and shit, but it's stronger. I'm not unhappy. And that's thanks to MGTOW. So, thank you, MGTOW.